Koro na na si JSS Pulinanandji.
हाँ जय सचिन।
जय सचिन कश्यप भाई।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय सच्चिदानंद। Pulinanandji, can you do Trimada, please?
नमो वीतरागाय,
नमो वितरागाय,
नमो हरिहंताणम,
नमो हरिहंताणम,
नमो सिद्धाणम,
नमो सिद्धाणम,
नमो आयरियाणम,
नमो
नमो आयरियाणम,
आयरियाणम,
नमो वज्जायाणम,
नमो उवज्जायाणम,
नमो लोये सव साहुणम,
नमो लोये सव साहुनम,
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो,
ऐसो पंचन मुक्कारो,
सौ पावपनासनो,
सव पावपनासनो,
मंगलाणं च सव्येसिं,
मंगलानम च सव्येसम,
परमं हवै मंगलम्।
परमं हवै मंगलम।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
जय सच्चिदानंद।
Jai Satchidanand. Kashab bhai, your question?
Yeah, I have a question. Can I share?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see?
No, no. Yeah, there's a video, right?
Yeah. It will be, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll play now. If the sound is not clear, please let me know. I will then tell it what I'm listening. Okay.
કે પ્રત્યક્ષ દાદા ભગવાનની સાક્ષી આ અંબાલાલ મુરજીભાઈ કે ભૂપેન્દ્ર કરે છે?
હા બસ
એમાં અમે તો ખાલી આ કરે છે તે જોઈએ છે.
હા બરોબર છે.
ઈચ્છા અને ભાવ એ બેમાં ફેર સમજાવો.
ભાવ વસ્તુ જુદી છે. ભાવ તો તમારે થયેલા જ નથી હોતા અને જે ભાવ થાય છે ખબર નહીં પડતી માણસને ક્યારે ભાવ થઈ જાય. જો ઈચ્છાઓ તો આખો દાડો ઈચ્છાઓ જ છે ને બધી, બધું ડિસ્ચાર્જ જ છે. તમારે જમવાનું મોડું થાય તો હું આમ જોયા કરું, તમે ના કરો કે દાદાની ઈચ્છા છે, એ બધું ડિસ્ચાર્જ છે. શું છે એનો વાંધો છે જ નહીં. ડિસ્ચાર્જ ઈચ્છા તો કાંતિભાઈ છો તો ખરેખર કોણ છો? તમે શું કહો? તો ભાવ છે જ નહીં, થતો જ નથી.
હા એ બરોબર છે. ભાવ થતો નથી. ડિસ્ચાર્જ થયો પછી જે ભાવ થયો
પછી જે ભાવ તે તો ડિસ્ચાર્જ સ્વરૂપ છે.
તમે પેલા એક જણને
એ પ્રતિક્રમણ તો
પોતે કરતા થાય તો જ થાય કરવા
વાદીપતિ વાદી બેઉ ખાસ.
મેં તો તમારી જોડે સત્સંગમાં પાડા બંધ કરી દઈ મેં તો શું કર્યું?
બાકી આ જ્ઞાનમાં તો પ્રતિકોણ હોય જ નહીં. આ જ્ઞાન એવું જ્ઞાન છે છેલ્લા પ્રકારનું, પ્રતિકોણ હોય નહીં. પણ આ તો છેલ્લે જયારે ગુજરાતી 4 ચોપડીઓ આવે તેને ગ્રેજ્યુએટ બનાવીએ તો પછી વચરાનું બધું શું થાય છે. એટલે આટલું અમે મૂકેલું વચ્ચે, આટલું અમે અમારી જવાબદારીથી મૂકેલું. આ જ્ઞાનમાં હોય નહીં છતાં મૂકેલું અમારી જવાબદારીથી.
એની તમે પેલી ચાવી કહી કે 2 ભાવ થશે.
એ ધ્યાન પર આધાર રાખે છે.
બહુ રહેવું
નિરંતર શુક્લ ધ્યાન એકલું જ રહેતું હોય તો બહુ આ બીજો બહુ થાય જ નહીં. પણ આપણે શુક્લ ધ્યાન ને ધર્મ ધ્યાન 2 થાય છે. શું થાય છે?
ધર્મ ધ્યાન.
અંદર શુક્લ ધ્યાન થાય છે, બહાર ધર્મ ધ્યાન થાય.
ધર્મ ધ્યાન નું ફળ આવે.
ધર્મ ધ્યાન શું કે દાદા ને કયા પ્રમાણે આજ્ઞા પાડવાની છે. આજ્ઞા પાડવી એ શુક્લ ધ્યાન નું કામ નહીં, એ ધર્મ ધ્યાન નું કામ.
બરાબર છે.
એટલે ધર્મ ધ્યાન લઈને એક અવતાર થાય.
બાકી વિજ્ઞાન જે વિજ્ઞાન આપ્યું છે તેમાં તો ધર્મ ધ્યાન કરવા જતા શુક્લ ધ્યાન ખોવાનું છે ને. જે ધર્મ ધ્યાનમાં જાય છે તે શુક્લ ધ્યાન ખોવે છે ને.
શુક્લ ધ્યાન શું?
જે ધર્મ ધ્યાનમાં આવી જાય છે
શુક્લ ધ્યાન હોવા સાથે થાય છે.
હોવા સાથે થાય તો નિકાલી ભાવ છે.
નિકાલી થઈ.
પણ ધર્મ ધ્યાન મારે આમ કરવું છે તો ચાર્જ થયો ભાવ થયો ને તો શુક્લ ધ્યાન ખોયું ને.
ચાર્જ નહીં થતો. આ તો ફક્ત એક અવતાર પૂરતું તેનો તે ચાર્જ છે. અમારે
તમારું જે વાક્ય છે
તે ચાર્જ કરું.
આપણું જે વાક્ય છે કે ધ વર્લ્ડ ઇઝ અ પઝલ બાય ઇટ સેલ્ફ. હવે એ શુક્લ ધ્યાનની શ્રેણીથી બોલાવ્યું છે કે ધર્મ ધ્યાનથી બોલાવ્યું છે?
એ તો શુક્લ ધ્યાન
માંથી બોલાવ્યું છે.
Yeah. So here 3 things Dadaji has said. One about the Ichha and Bhav, that I understood. Second thing which Dadaji said about the Pratikraman, that he says that in this Gyan, Pratikraman is not part, but is not usually the part, and he has kept because on his responsibility. And third thing which he's talking about that. So, and third thing which was discussed is that with the other person, that when the dhyan is coming, that he's asking that when Shukla Dhyan is, when Dharma Dhyan is there, then Shukla Dhyan is not there. He said no. Dadaji said no. Outside it is Shukla Dhyan, inside it is Shukla Dhyan, outside it is Dharma Dhyan. So the second 2 parts I would like to understand the Pratikraman thing, what he is trying to say, Char Chopdi, and then the thing what he says, the phrase, and please explain. Yes, thank you.
You see, basically what he's saying is, okay, once you attain this state of I am the pure soul, then you are separate, and whatever mistakes are being done are being done by the Prakriti or soil number 1. Now, that is the way we are in Akram. But here, this Akram is given to people with minus mark, means a lot of pending kachra. So, to explain that, he has given a small simile that what is the graduate syllabus? Syllabus to be taught in graduation. If I give it to a 4th standard guy, what will happen? He is going to fumble. He will not be able to digest. He will not be able to understand things like that. So, that was the analogy. So, to overcome that, he says, you please do Pratikrama. That is the meaning. And he says, on my responsibility, I have given Pratikrama.
This to clear the accounts,
That just to clear the account, because he will not be able to remain in that pure soul awareness, because he has got so many files, he has got so many karmas to clear out. So he will not be able to remain separate continuously. And on and off, he will keep on getting engrossed in file number 1, which is happening with us also. And those mistakes he will be engrossed in, and so he will have to cleanse it out. So Pratikraman, he says, I have given. Very well knowing that this is going to happen. So he says, on my responsibility, I have given. You see, sometimes Dada has to use such terminology, because when he's speaking to, say, a learned scholar in front of him, and there's a debate or a technical point, if I am the pure soul, I'm not the doer, then whatever the doer is doing, it is all, I'm not responsible. So that is true. But then that is for a person who remains as an observer and does not become a doer. For him, so he says, Char Chopdi, fourth standard guy, given the syllabus of the graduation. And hence, on my responsibility, I'm giving that, you do it, you do it.
Yes, and the other point about the Dharma Dhyan and the Shukla Dhyan.
Dharma Dhyan, basically what he's saying is because of this Gnan, inside we have Shukla Dhyan. Shukla Dhyan means the awareness that I am pure soul. And externally Dharma Dhyan remains. That means to not to hurt anybody. Essentially, that awareness of I don't want to hurt anybody, then Dharma Dhyan in terms of Sanyam of Kashais, Sanyam of Kashais. That means whenever Krodh, anger, pride, deceit take place, a person may say, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong. So immediately he does not, he comes out of it. He does not get into suffocation. And the another definition of Dharma Dhyan is that where Artha Dhyan and Rodha Dhyan were to take place, but you hold it or stop it or control it, Sanyam, then that is considered as Dharma Dhyan. Artha Dhyan, Rodha Dhyan, ન થવા દેવું એનું નામ ધર્મ ધ્યાન.
So on the outside means outside. What is the meaning of the outside?
Outside means antaskaran. Inside means the awareness. હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું.
So in the Antaskaran, the Dharma Dhyan is there, but inside deep means a kind of what you say that in the conviction, the I am pure soul is there, but in the conduct it is not there, right?
No, so externally, Dharma Dhyan is there. That means the mind and intellect immediately are reset. They may blow up, but they immediately get reset with the help of five agnas or with the help of some any gnan or any understanding. Immediately we come back to the normality.
The outside outside means the conduct, right? The Antaskaran, conduct of the Antaskaran, right?
Conduct.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the belief, and inside is related to the belief, more to the belief.
Yes. The awareness, the belief and awareness, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And he said that means following agnas is the conduct, which Dadaji has given agna, and that is coming under Dharma Dhyan, actually.
Yeah. Agna પાડો એટલે ધર્મે ધ્યાન રહે તમને. That's true.
Yeah. So that is the conduct and the belief, which is helping the belief also. That is the thing. So this is why he says that if you follow the agna, then at most 2 births you will get liberated finally, because of your conduct also will become pure as per the belief, right?
He'll get cleansed out. Basically, all the 4 inner enemies, 4 kashais will get cleansed out or dissipate or nirjara, finish. They'll get finished. They'll get exhausted.
And the last thing which he told before, when he was a little bit a question asked, he was coughing. So what question he asked, I forgot. You remember the question? I asked one question that this is just let me play again.
ચાર્જ નહીં થતો. આ તો ફક્ત એક અવતાર
ધર્મ ધ્યાનથી બોલાવ્યું છે.
ચાર્જ છે અમારા
તમારું જે વાક્ય છે
તે ચાર્જ કરું.
આપણું જે વાક્ય છે કે ધ વર્લ્ડ ઇઝ અ પઝલ બાય ઇટસેલ્ફ. હવે એ શુક્લ
Yeah, the world is the puzzle by itself. This statement is also this statement he asked that this is from by means of Dharma Dhyan or Shukla Dhyan. So Dadaji says that this is by means of Shukla Dhyan. So
True.
please elaborate on this.
Basically, Shukla Dhyan means pure soul awareness.
Yeah.
Dada says કે હું બધું કેવળ જ્ઞાનમાં જોઈને બોલું છું. I can visualize everything in my Keval Gyan, and then that's how I'm speaking. So basically, it's all the same thing. He has that total vision, the total vision of what's the truth. Keval Gyan, Keval Darshan. And based on that, he has concluded that the world is the puzzle. And there is no one to puzzle itself, it has got puzzled. How it has got puzzled? The six eternal elements, they are just coming together and intermingling, and then various phases are rising, and that's how it is happening. Then in that various egos and various causes, and then various effects, and then this big mess is there, Kali Yuga, Satyuga, and all that stuff. So itself it has happened. There is no individual independent doer. And that I have seen in my Keval Gyan, Keval vision. And that's on the basis of that I am saying that sentence. So that word, that state, he has termed it as Shukla Dhyans. That's it.
Yes, got it. Okay. Thank you. Jai Satchidanand.
Yeah.
Jai Satchidanand. Lalita Ben?
Jai Sachidanand. I have a small thing to share today.
Okay.
Dr. Radhe is talking to Dada. He said, हम सबको जीवन है हम सबका जो जीवन है, जब हम पैदा होते हैं तो हमें अपना भूतकाल पता नहीं होता। अब ज्ञानी पुरुष के मामले में उन्हें तो ज्ञान प्रकट होता है, तो उन्हें कब एहसास होता है कि मेरा जीवन इस सामान्य जीवन से अलग है, स्वयं के मोक्ष का ध्येय है, ऐसा डिफरेंस कब ख्याल में आता है? दादाजी's आंसर, उस अनुभूति के बाद ही किसी को ज्ञानी कहा जाता है। वह ख्याल आया और कायम रहा तो ही उसको ज्ञानी बोला जाता है, पर पहले ख्याल आना चाहिए हम सब दृश्य से अलग हैं, हम सब दृश्य से ज्ञेय से भिन्न हैं, ऐसा ख्याल हो गया। जो कायम में रहना is the hard part. जय सच्चिदानंद पुलिनानंजी, sorry I didn't greet you first.
हाँ.
So that is what Dada says, that he's always aware that he's separate from the drishya, he's agnata. कायम ही रहता है।
कायम ही रहता है, हाँ, कायम ही रहता है। ओके ओके, हाँ। नहीं,
हमको
बेसिकली, हाँ बोलो।
हमको कायम नहीं रहता है, that's it.
बस वही हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है। दैट इज आवर होल ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस पुरुषार्थ।
That's right.
हाँ,
That's
टू
right.
अचीव दैट स्टेट।
Dada says बस आ जाती है, that's your पूर्व कर्म का बस. It comes and blocks your जागृति.
Purvakam blocks. Dada knows it. These are our discharge files. Discharge kashay, discharge more. Three things are the main blocks to our Three things are the main blocks to our constant pure soul awareness. And Shuddhatma, that constant awareness does not remain because of these three things. Discharge karmas in terms of
one of
file,
the things
kashay and more.
was that his definition of a ज्ञानी is when you're separate, तभी उनको ज्ञानी कहते हैं।
हाँ, जब कंटिन्यूस रहता है तो उसको ज्ञानी कहते हैं।
I thought that was beautiful. I just wanted to share it.
No, that's true. You can see all of us are gnani. Dada Bhagwan once told that all Mahatmas are gnani. Why they are gnani? Because they have experienced the pure soul. So તમને જ્ઞાન થયું છે એટલે તમે જ્ઞાની તો છો જ. આત્મજ્ઞાન થયું છે, આત્માનો અનુભવ થયો છે, આત્માનો અનુભવ એટલે અનુભવ સહિત છે એટલે with experience of the pure soul, therefore you are a gnani, but you are an enlightened person. But don't tell this to outside people, because then if you claim that I am a gnani, and then they will ask you many questions which you will not be able to answer, and then they will mock at you. What type of a gnani? You don't know this, you don't know that. Correct. So in terms of experience we have, in terms of knowledge or information, we are evolving. So that is why we are gnani. But here what Dada is trying to say is કે એક અનુભવ પછી ટકે. That means that I am the pure soul awareness that does not go away. From then onwards, you can be considered as a gnani.
Mm-hmm.
for the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere else he is also mentioned in terms of degree terminology
Mm-hmm.
that we are when we are initiated as Mahatmas, then we are around 315 or so, say around 200 degrees of ignorance. 315, 20, then we start our spiritual journey from there. And then as we advance and come to 345 degrees. So 345, when a person reaches 345, he is considered as a gnani. Then another benchmark he gave was 55. That once a person crosses 355, that means from 355 to 360 degrees, they can all be considered as Bhagwan.
Mm.
They all remember Bhagwan. So uh, just two sentences where he has said where Gnani Pad lies, where Bhagwan Pad lies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's called as Dada Bhagwan or Krishna Bhagwan or those are people who had that level of pure soul awareness.
Mm-hmm.
360 is complete Keval Gyan, so that is Simandhar Swami. But anything beyond, little below that, from 355 to 360 can be considered as Bhagwan.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have to aspire to reach that soul, that state of constant awareness or constant vigilance.
Yes. Yes.
Nirantar Jagrati, constant awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our desire, and we say so also in Charan Vidi. Om Shane Shane Sadai Sarvada Swasatta Maro. I remain always in all circumstances in my pure soul awareness and never get engrossed in the Purusharth or the Pudgal or file number one. Ye maro dृढ़ निर्णय निश्चय, my firm conviction, kindly fulfill that. Give me the strength to fulfill that.
Mm-hmm.
So that intent is very key. And those Mahatmas who have very strongly made that as their spiritual goal for this life
Mm-hmm.
birth,
Mm-hmm.
this life birth, I want to achieve that state of awareness which Dada Bhagwan was in. और आत्मा नो स्पष्ट
Mm-hmm.
clear cut experience, unwavering clear cut, unfaltering clear cut experience which does not go away. So then they will definitely get the limits to achieve that state, that inner spiritual awareness state.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of nimit, in terms of say satsang, say YouTube satsang, say Dada Bhagwan satsang, say Aptavani, say Pod, something will trigger and keep on guiding them as to how to achieve that goal.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's always in our hands. Our hammering or reinforcing, or shall I say, restating every day our spiritual goal, which is our Charan Vidis, then doing the Purusharth of say 5 and separateness, awareness. So these are the key things which will make us achieve that.
You know, what has come out very clearly to me that if the function is not Jnata and Drashta, if it's not a Jnata Drashta function, then it's all relative. I mean, then the doership comes in it, then everything else, it becomes a drashya. So to me, that's my little cutoff mark. Is this a drashya or is it, is it the object or is it the subject? And if it's the subject, I'm the observer. And if it's the object, then I'm observing it, just to simplify it for my own self, that's the same as relative real.
Whether either I am separate and in the observer status or not. If I'm not,
Correct.
then I'm
I'm a
engrossed.
doer, right?
Then I'm engrossed, or I'm the doer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I become the doer, or I become the observer. One of the two.
But
True.
everything that I've been reading, Dada is just clearly saying that this is Pudgal and this is not Atma, because इसमें ने का गुण नहीं है, ज्ञाता का गुण नहीं है.
हाँ. ज्ञान का गुण है ज्ञाता. Because of that jnana gun, the property of knowledge, when that knowledge is operative, it becomes jnata.
Mm-hmm.
And then we become an observer. And what are we observing? The objects, the gnes.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Gnan Gun is active, then you are a Gnata. When Gnan Gun is not active, then you are the engrossed and maybe you are the doer.
Yes, correct. Thank you. Jai
Gnata.
Satchidanand.
Yeah, yeah. He has given a fine line also somewhere between Gnayak and Gnata. Someone asked him, whether what is the difference between, we say Gnata Drashta, then we also say Atma Gnayak Swabhavno Che.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then what is the difference between these two words, Gnayak and Gnata? So Gnata Dada says there is a doer, there is a Gnayak, Gnata, our interim state, our Antaratma Dasha, our interim state, where we are doing the Purusharth. So that Purusharth doer, when it is in awareness, he is the Gnata. So that is. And in Gnayak, there is no Gnata. It is just the pure soul in which all the Gnes are reflected.
Exactly.
So it's like a mirror. Everything just appears as a reflection. So there is Gnayakta. He's just an observer. And here Gnata means there is a doer.
Mm-hmm. Correct,
There is an
right.
observer.
Subtle
There is an
difference.
observer. That would tell. One states the Shuddhatma Dravya as such, and one states the our Antaratma Dasha, intermediate stage. Look, they are the activities of two different entities.
Yeah, I don't have the reference right now, but I have another question on Samaj and Samjan. So I'm just throwing it out there, but if it's without reference, you can't, I'll bring it next time, If you can't address it. This is in the 14th Aptavani, we were reading about all the different types of Jnana, Shrut Jnana, Mati Jnana, Avadhi Jnana, and all that. And somewhere in that, somebody asked what's the difference in Samaj and Samjan. But I'll have to go back and get the reference for you before.
Yeah.
I didn't write
Difficult.
it down, so I'll do that. I can't, it's hard to talk about it without just out of the blue.
Because this is a very subtle point, no?
Yes. So Meera or Sailya or Lata, anybody can ask questions now.
Oh, Shailya there?
Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji.
Oh, unmute Shailya. Shailya, unmute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Jai Satchidanand Pulinanandji, Jai Satchidanand Mahatmas. So this meaning I'm trying to understand. What is adai in Hindi? It says it's nothing but terrible obstinacy, a perverted ego. It came in yesterday's WhatsApp. What is the meaning? Is it like when it relates to religion, or is it as such just the ego?
It's a relative word. It's a relative word in all our relative dealings. Can be applicable to religion context also, in religious context also. Adai means, everybody says, come on, let's go and let's have lunch. It's time for lunch. No, I will not. I will have afters only. When everybody says this is the right thing, everybody's viewpoint is aligning, but he stands apart. No, it's not like this. I will not do it. Why I should do it like this? I will not.
He's
So
sticking to
that's
your point.
that's called adai. That's not
Okay.
aligning with the general view. Sticking to
Oh,
your
it's not
stubbornness.
religion. Okay.
It's a stubbornness. So now that stubbornness, it may be in the relative dealings. It could be also in the religious perspective also.
Yes, people just
Everybody
stick to
says
their
this.
beliefs, right? Yes. And
It's an
that used to be a
obstinacy
lot
of
these
a
days.
person.
Yeah. And they don't want to think their religion, that is the main thing, that is the only path. And they don't want to, they're not open to other viewpoints also. So I guess that is what he's referring to. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Jai Satchidanand.
Yes,
Miraben. Lattaben. You haven't heard from me for ages. Lattaben. Okay.
I would pass. Nothing at the moment. I'm enjoying listening to Pulinanandji and the discussion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Pulinanandji, I think.
Me. Jai Sachidanand, if I finally got myself off mute, if I'm allowed to ask one question, actually maybe two questions, but one question definitely. So I understand after having satsang with Lalli Aunty and Shailya Ben and basically just understanding about and yourself Pulinanandji and Deepakanandji and all the Mahatmas about um, uh, Vishesh Bhav is when the soul comes from Nigod, gets trapped by the Parmanus. Now, the Parmanus go and then we get more and more and we kind of move through life and then we now have been blessed by the Jnani and have gotten Jnan. And now we are basically scraping off all of those Paramanus that are stuck on us, correct? However, my question now is, when we build that causal body, the new causal body that will hopefully in the next few janmas take us to Simandar Swami, will we have to stay there for a very long time? How do we know from Dada? Do we immediately, when we get a birth in Mahavidya Kshetra, do we get a darshan of Simandar Swami, or do we have to wait also and go through all and get rid of even more Parmanus, or rid ourselves and have more experience? I just want to know what that feels like, if you can explain. Jai Sachidanand.
You see, we have got many wheels of ignorance surrounding our pure soul right now. So, to a large extent, depending on one's individual Purusharth, those are getting unveiled. And when you reach a level, then you will go to Mahavidya Kshetra and Simandar Swami. So, depending on how much of wheels of ignorance are pending, that is the amount of duration it will take for Keval Gyan to open up. So that would also be, that would explain that you will have to wait for some time till some of the pending karmas are not or have not got exhausted. If a large amount of it is exhausted over here, then maybe from childhood or little young age, we will come in contact with Simandar Swami, we will get Keval Gyan, and then we have to wait for the Ayushya karma to get over. So at what point of time in our birth, in Mahavidya Kshetra, whenever we are in Mahavidya Kshetra, at what point of time we attain Keval Gyan will depend on how much of baggage is cleared over here itself and how much is pending to get cleared over there. That is why we say, Kam Kadilo, in this birth you still have the first generation of,
Yes.
people who who are with Dada Bhagwan and blessed by Dada Bhagwan.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's better to get clear out in this birth. Then in the next birth also it'll get cleared out. Nothing wrong.
Yes. Yes.
So the answer is how much we clear out in this birth. So maybe or maybe a birth also, maybe here, one more birth over here, maybe, to clear out the remaining baggage, and the rest will get cleared out over there. You are muted, huh? You are muted.
Thank you. So one of the things that one of my big this thing I was reading about, I think he's called Punyo, the one who Dada Bhagwan is explaining about how he could see he was separate in every single aspect of his existence, every single breath, every single moment. He kept his relative and his real separate until that very end, in that very last moment, that last Parmanu was let go and he got moksha. So my understanding is, because I'm trying, this Meera body is trying to understand this, but Shuddhatma, that is the path. Then that is how you explained it. So I will, Jai Satchidanand, you've calmed, yeah, you answered so perfectly, Pulinanandji. I understand now. Jai Satchidanand. Keep doing.
Just a slight tweak to your statement.
Ah,
I've understood what you're trying to say,
ah,
but just to put the right words,
yes.
Meera body is trying to understand. It
Hmm.
is not the Meera body who is trying to understand. It is Meera, the I, the intermediate state, who is trying to understand this science.
Okay.
Mind body speech to discharge hai.
Correct.
But in speaking we say હું નથી કરતો ફાઇલ નંબર 1 કરે છે, that's the way we normally super alert Mahatmas try to speak. They try to distance that it is file number 1 who is asking questions and understanding.
Yes.
So I understood your meaning, but within you must be clear what is it.
So it is the Antaratma. So that is still file number 1, but file number...
That is part of file number 1. Anything other than soul is all file or Prakriti.
All Prakriti. Okay. So Antaratma is file 1. Perfect. Now I don't have to...
Antaratma is not really file number 1. Antaratma is not file number. File number 1 is still related to the Meera mind body speech. Meera mind body speech, which includes in Antaskaran and Bhayakaran. In Antaskaran, you have this mind, intellect, chit, and ego. And in the Bhayakaran, you have speech and the body.
Correct.
And the subtle part of that Meera is the Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh also.
Yes.
Sukshma.
Yes. The
So all
Sukshma.
that will come under the heading or box of file number 1.
Yes.
The Antaskaran, the Bhayakaran, then all the wrong beliefs, and all will come in the Meera body. And I'm trying to, when I say I'm trying to understand, it is the intermediate state who is trying to understand and get rid of or remain separate from file number 1.
Yes. And Jai Satchidanand, I pray to Dada every day that the separation grows and grows and grows and grows.
It will grow, definitely.
Thank you, Pulinanandji. Jai Satchidanand.
Yeah, we all could practice all those tips given by Dada Bhagwan. Fire glass to hai, basic hai, that is the most primary. In support, I think I mentioned it last time, that talking to file number 1, and if not very convenient, then stand in front of the mirror and talk to number 1.
Yes.
Then with the stuti, and then 3 sentences he had given. So those are also very useful. Hey Shuddhatma Bhagwan, you are separate. Meera is separate. Shuddhatma Bhagwan, you are real. Meera is relative. So those sentences are also very useful for some people. So all those 4-5 tips that were there, which could be practiced.
You also gave tips to Rani last time about putting post-its of relative and real. So I also do that now. So, and I'm trying to keep that, because even if it's very intrinsic, but sometimes for those sukshma type issues, like anything, Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, any of those, sometimes it's nice to have that post-it note to say, this is relative, stop, this is real. So that, thank you. I do thank you. What you told Rani that time is really helpful for me also. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Pulinanandji, Meera went talk. Oh, Kashyabhai, that's good. That's going to bring another topic. Okay, Kashyabhai.
Yeah, so if okay, I will ask more questions. So the thing what you told about the waves of ignorance, that is the thing which we are facing, the waves of ignorance, our ignorance. and which like if we compare the story of the Lord Mahavir when he was pricked with the the thorns, so immediately he could specify the connection, that this is this the effect is this and the cause is this. He was able to see clearly. While if we see, compare in our case, we have that there is a connection, but we don't have the specificity, the exact thing, So is that what Dadaji says, that now you are incomplete in the Gyan? You have the conviction, but you are incomplete in the Gyan with the specificity in the things, because of the waves of ignorance are there. So the that is stopping the vision, our vision, full vision.
No, wheels of ignorance are a hindrance for Keval Gyan to open up. But Lord Mahavir was in his final birth on a very highly elevated spiritual awareness. So he could find out the root cause of that effect of the thorn pricking in him. He could relate, yes, I had done this mistake in so many births, this type of this thing. I had made someone suffer. He had poured molten iron in the ears of his assistant when he was a king at that time, a few births ago. So he could relate, yes, because of that pain, I'm getting this pain. But in our case, we may not be able to find the exact root cause of all our sufferings. We might not be able to find the exact root cause, but we can, at a gross level, if a person is alert, based on the evidences that are coming in front of him, he can find out. He can get a guess. He can get a guesstimate that I would have done like this. That is why I'm encountering such type of situations, or I'm encountering such type of people. So we can get at the gross level. So sometimes it's possible. Most of them it's not possible. So if it's not possible, Dada says forget it. That is not necessary either to know the root cause. It's not necessary to know the root cause. But we can find out, okay, we have done something wrong because of which we have got like this. For example, one gets a stubborn, sticky file in terms of a spouse, husband or wife, and one is super dominant on the other, and then that sticks around for many years in the marriage life. So then he can find out, yes, that I must have definitely harassed someone or this person, and that is why I'm getting the one-sided suffering in spite of my good behavior. So that's the gross level one can find out. Like that in terms of suffering, and in the positive side also, if he is having a lot of punya and a lot of good things are happening in the relative world, then he can get a guesstimate that yes, I would have obliged people or have gathered a lot of punya by any of the means, and that's why things are working my way very nicely. Someone is a good orator, so then he can guess, yes, okay, he has done this much of good communication, so he can speak well. Someone cannot speak well. So gross level, we can find out, okay, we would have done some karmas which are coming as effect now, and we have to just square it off. So if you are able to find it, it's fine, but it's not necessary. The other says whatever has come now, square it off with today's Gnan. Today's Gnan means it could be five agnas, it could be Bhogvedani Bull and things like that. It could be Pratikrama, whatever. So
yeah, that is true. We have to start from where we have to continue from where we are at present, and then we will reach the other further stages. So yeah, so that is true, and what that's what I was trying to tell, that as of today we are applying this gyan, but in the other which I hear daily, they says that, and Dadaji says that the person is saying that he doesn't have Jagrati, and he said that it is the past karma showing up. So that is, he said, past karma will show up, and you have to do your job, and the past karma will also will be do their job, like a kind of a job, So it means the effect will happen. So he says yes, and slowly the past karmas will become diminished, in effect. That is what he said, Molu Parijaye che. So that is what, and that is what it is correlating with what you're saying. And the basic thing which is helping, which you are fortunate, I feel, I don't know about how others feel, that we have this Dadaji's Gyan, in this, it never happened before. We have the recording of the Gyani, it never happened before, that we have the recordings, exact recordings, what he said, it's in terms of his speech, it didn't happen in any time, before. They were enlightened people, but their recordings of the speech never happened, So this is the advantage we have, and we can listen to that, and we can take benefit, all kinds of benefit. And personally, I feel, means I've observed, that if you monitor your pulse, you can see that the pulse is going from a kind of sympathetic, if in medical terminology, it is a sympathetic state of being to a more balanced, say for example, there is a sympathetic means fear is there and doubts is there and all these kinds of, the things are there, even physical signs. Then when play the soothing padas and this, this, then it becomes more, effect diminishes, that is what I have, my experience. I would like to ask, what about the others people's, they, when they listen to the paths, and what they feel in their physical state, how they feel,
See, basically, you said one thing which was very true, that Dada has said, okay, let the karmas play their role, let the karmas get manifest and get executed. You play your role, which is your Purusharth of remaining Gnata Drashta, or remaining an observer of the karmas and squaring of them. So that is the way forward for all of us, that we remain in the pure soul awareness with the help of Agnas, with the help of any other Gnan, and let the effects play out. The effects are there on file number 1, Prakruti. So let those effects get play out. Let that give the results of good or bad, means happiness or suffering. Both type of effects will come. Someone, you'll meet people who are polite and nice and talk to you well. There are some people who are rude, so you cannot open up against them, or situations of those type. So you will get situations or people which give happiness or which make you suffocate. So that is part of the discharge karma. So let the karmas play their part, and you play your part of remaining anchored in the pure soul, remaining an observer by whatever Purusharth is suitable according to the need. So that is true. And that is also true that parasympathetic, sympathetic and parasympathetic, as you said, in medical terminologies, I think you have this parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. In the sympathetic, it's a fight or flight. That means whenever we are in a tight situation, either fear or the runaway or that type of the reaction takes place. And the opposite is we are cool, calm, and comfortable. So that is very true. It will happen with everyone. That based on any of the things available with us, we can cool down in worldly parlance. That is, we are upset, we are disturbed. You say Pad or you say Kirtan Bhakti, or maybe with the help of some sentences of the others Gnan, immediately the disturbance, the mental disturbance, the intellect is agitated, the ego is agitated or hurt, that calms down. That calms down. So all these means are useful, and that is why Dada has given all these tools of
yeah.
Bhagavad Kirtan Bhakti and all that to calm down, basically. to not relax, but to shield from the malicious after effects of the discharge karmas. Discharge karmas are making us agitated, so it will work as a shield. It will soothe tempers, not tempers, but soothe our intellect, mind, speech, mind and intellect, basically. Chitta also. True. It works. It works.
Rajiji, you want to share anything about this?
Okay. In a few minutes, any more question?
Would you like to share anything about this, Rajiji?
No, not right now.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
Yes. So, Pulinanandji, we have a few minutes, so let us talk about today's calendar.
Okay.
We are on the we are on the second column.
Right. What is religion? That which gives result, where anger, pride, deceit, and greed start diminishing and eventually get eliminated.
Yeah,
True.
this is
So
in
that-
connection with Mirabai talk about anger and all that. So I thought it would be appropriate to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. So this is a general statement. Maybe Dada is saying to someone, "Okay, dharma kone kya hai? What is true religion? That which gives results." Because otherwise, we are practicing religions, various other religions which we have inherited from birth through our family or through parents. Sometimes the religion is there, but it's more of ritual oriented, that you must say this much, you must do this chanting, say this mantra, say this prayer, and that's all. So there, with reference to that, Dada Bhagwan is trying to say that true religion, you should get some result. Now, whatever religious practices you may be following, but is this giving result? So then the question is, what type of result should come? What is the parameter that I'm on the true religion or not? I may be practicing, say, Vaishnava Dharma, say Shiv Dharma, say any other Dharma, and doing the religious conducts and practices. But is it giving result? So Dada has elaborated on that. Yes, what are the results you should expect? You should expect that the four kashais, anger, pride, deceit, and greed, diminish. Your awareness increases so that you can immediately catch them as they are growing, and then they start working on it, and they start reducing and eventually get diminished. The ultimate thing is these four only. These are the four main inner enemies for everybody, any religion, and the purpose of all religious practices of various religions is to ensure that these four diminish. And in another context, Dada Bhagwan said that the essence of most religious practices is chitta shuddhikaran, to purify the chitta, the ashuddha chitta, which is wandering outside here and there. As it becomes more and more pure, it stops wandering outside and starts flowing within, inside. So in both ways, Chit Shuddhikaran is this thing, right understanding basically. Chitta is nothing but Gnana and Darshan. So if I have the right knowledge and the right understanding, the Chit is purified. So one basic Chit purification that the Bhagwan does during the Gnan Vidhi, he tells us that, oh, you are the pure soul. So the right understanding and right knowledge we get, but the balance, the remaining impure understanding and impure knowledge that we have, worldly knowledge, impure means worldly knowledge, beliefs of happiness in worldly matters. So those are Shuddha Chitta, the impure Chitta remains to be purified. So this purification in various religions is, there are various different means of doing it. And that is also one of the parameters of true religion. that whatever you're doing, is it leading you towards your pure soul? Is it leading you towards pure chit? Pure chit means pure understanding of who you are. Is it taking you towards your self-identity, your true self-identity? So, basically.
So this is happening is of course um, because of science, but this is really our Purusharth which starts diminishing anger, pride, deceit, and greed.
Yes, this is Purusharth for us also. Our entire, all our Purushas by way of five agnas or separation, the end result is this only. As they go towards zero, we achieve Keval Gyan. When they become zero, then that's Keval Gyan. And Dada had exhausted to a very large extent, so he was at 356 and then 358 also. So it is this anger, pride, deceit, and greed only. Last 1 week or so before, also he said, that my parmanus for eating salty and tikha, spicy, those have also got exhausted. As a result of which, I have advanced by 2.5 degrees, 2.5 degrees, or to round off to say 2 degrees. So he had attained 358 when that his final, that parmanus got exhausted. And if I were to classify it amongst these four inner enemies, anger, pride, deceit, and greed, then it would fall in the greed compartment. So that portion of that greed also diminished and he could advance. So all of us are ultimately, all these 9 columns that we say, what is that? It directly attacks these four. It directly impacts these four, Koi no harm na dupa. May I not hurt the ego of anybody. So giving Syadvad Vani Vartan Manan, Syadvad speech, conduct, and thought. It's attacking straight away my anger. It is attacking straight away my pride. About Tiraskar. Everything, entire no column is working on Prakriti. It works on this core directly. And once upon a time, someone questioned Dada Bhagwan, a newcomer, new aspirant had come. Dada, in India, there are so many religions. Which is the correct religion? So Dada gave a very beautiful answer. Dada said, all religions are correct. All religions are correct, but they are not equal. So then he further elaborated that the religions which lead towards non-violence, which preach non-violence or which lead towards non-violence, those are the upper religions. And where one tries to seek who one truly is, that quest of self-awareness begins. Those are the still higher religions. And where that quest is fulfilled, where one realizes who one truly is, that is the full and final religion. So he graded the various relative religions accordingly, and based on one's development, one's evolutionary development as a human being, a human being is evolving over various births. So based on his development, he gets the appropriate religion which is suitable for his development. Like a person in a school, based on development, either he'll be in the 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard. If he clears the 5th, then automatically is promoted to the 6th. Same way, people are evolving. One is a laborer, one is slightly evolved, one believes in rebirth, one doesn't believe in rebirth. Then one believes in not hurting people, one believes in obliging nature. So various levels of developments are there. So based on his level of development, he will get that appropriate relative religion. Say Christian, Muslim, Swaminarayan, Vedant, Hindu, Jain, Sikh, Christian, etc., etc. And then as he evolves, he finally comes to India, he realizes the concept of rebirth, that I am responsible for my karmas and things like that. And then he refines his happiness. Over various life births, he refines his happiness. I'll be happy if I have money. I'll be happy if I have such a spouse. I'll be happy if I have this. I'll be happy if I have that. He experiences all that and ultimately says there is no happiness in all this. Happiness in the pure soul. Then a Sadguru comes, he guides him. And finally, evolving, he comes to Gnani, pure soul and pure soul awareness. So these are the various grades of religion. And he gets the one which is where his level is. So just a few thoughts on various religions.
Very good. Okay. Time is up. 3 Mantra Bilai, please.
Namo Vitragaye.
Namo
Namo Vitragaye.
Vitragaye.
Namo Varihantanam.
Namo
Namo
Varihantanam.
Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo
Namo
Siddhanam.
Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo
Namo
Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo
Namo
Vajjayanam.
Avayaram.
Namo Loye Sovasahunam.
Namo Loye Savasahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso
Eso
Panchanamukaro.
Panchanamukaro.
Saubhavapanasano.
Sabhavapanasano.
Manglanancha Savesim.
Manglanancha Savesam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om
Om
Namah
Namah
Shivaya.
Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand. Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.